didn't sit with her. Faith actually left the group 3 times, but eventually I wore her down. All in all, things are technically going okay, I suppose. So why am I feeling so miserable? Posted by Editing Emma, 1634. The best pal's new loved one. Thought about ringing Steph, but managed to resist. Sigh. This time last week, believe it or not, me, Steph and Andy were inseparable. Okay, maybe not inseparable. I mean, I tried. I really did. I thought if my BFF is going to be with this guy, then surely we must be BFFs as well, right? I guess I assumed that because we both love Steph, and Steph loves us, there'd be some sort of chain there. Like, by proxy, that must mean that I'd love Andy and he'd love me. But it seems as if maybe that's not the case. First, I organised this early Halloween celebration. On actual Halloween, Mum made me go to a pumpkin carving class to check out the fit pumpkin carver, so that we could start bonding ASAP. I dressed as Gandalf, because who wouldn't want to be friends with Gandalf? I was mega excited. Hanging out with Steph and her first proper boyfriend was to be a monumental landmark in the history of our lives. I documented it throughout the evening in strengthening our womanly bonds. This was actually the 3rd time Faith attempted to leave the group. Screenshot below. Faith Connolly. Why did you just send me a picture of your hallway, 1831, and your street, 1832, and your mum's car, 1835, and Steph's street, 1843, and Steph's hallway, 1845. Please let me leave this goddamn group, 1846. But weirdly, me and Andy didn't slide as seamlessly into being BFFs as I thought we might. Here are some things I learned that evening about hanging out with your best pal's new loved one. 1. Watching them bond with your friend's family will feel a bit weird. I walked into the kitchen, where Andy was standing with Steph's sister Jess, putting different flavours of popcorn into bowls. They were laughing together about something, and for a moment I felt this weird rage. Almost as if I was being invaded, like, hey, that's my stepsister, not your stepsister. What if the Brents like him better than me? It also felt kind of mature. Suddenly mine and Steph's lives were flashing before my eyes, and we were ancient old women knitting each other spotted nose warmers. It made me feel like running around the room, waving my arms in the air, and also a little bit like mooning them. Anyway, eventually they stopped their freakish bonding. I think they were distracted by my beard. 2. They might not appreciate your costume genius. In stereotypical boyish fashion, Andy had a plastic mask on top of his head and otherwise looked completely normal. Oh hey, he said. Nice beard. Why, thank you. I thought you were into fashion, he asked, genuinely. 3. They might not appreciate your comedy genius either. As I was trying to get to the bathroom, Andy was standing blocking the door. We did that awkward little bobbing from side to side thing, trying to get past each other, until eventually I said, "You shall not pass." He smiled, but it didn't really reach his eyes. The evening wasn't terrible or anything, but I guess we just didn't totally integrate. A lot of the time it was just me and Steph laughing together, like how we normally hang out, but, with someone else in the room. I spoke to Mum about it, and she said it sounded as if Andy might feel a bit of a third wheel, because me and Steph are, well, me and Steph. So then I thought, all right, obviously I need to try even harder to make this work. The next day, I ditched the Gandalf outfit, as clearly he's not for everyone. I organised bowling, shopping, a trip to the zoo. Hell, I even suggested horseback riding. I photobombed all their selfies. I made little matching bracelets. I bought t-shirts that said the Three Musketeers on them. But alas, when I accidentally bowled in the wrong alleyway, knocking down some kid's pins, who then started crying, Steph creased up, but Andy seemed a little embarrassed. Steph wore her bracelet with pride, but Andy covered his with his sleeve. When they discovered me lurking in the background of at least 75% of their pictures, Steph rolled around on the floor with laughter, screaming, "It looks like you're about to kill us!" But Andy seemed somewhat puzzled and afraid. Though our special t-shirts proclaimed a deep and meaningful camaraderie, it seemed as if neither of us were really feeling it. Evidence. Making friends with your friend's partner.